Hello, everybody. Hope all of you guys are doing well. I'm doing well, just so you know. Today we have such a special guest today. Today we have Christelle Pillot with us. It's a pleasure having you on. And first, let's get your introduction from yourself, and then we can kickstart this interview.
Okay, thank you very much. So I am French, living in Germany. Today we have a really nice weather with a lot of sun. I don't know how it is for you at your place, how it is.
Well, it's actually a cloudy day here, so it's the exact
okay.
opposite.
Okay, so here it's a funny and sunny day. So I just send you some sun from here. Yes, so living in Germany since 2003. It's a long time already. Now I have 3 boys, half German and half French. And I was engineer before, and now I am coach. Yes. Do you want to know more?
Yeah, sure. So first, let's begin from like your teenage. How were you? I mean, like I'm 14, so I'm just very curious. How were you as a 14-year-old girl?
Oh, that's a good question. I was not that happy. I'm not sure why, but I was already very serious and very concerned about my emotions and my thoughts and my physics as well. So how I looked. And my inner world was really rich, and I was a lot in my inner world. And a lot of people told me at that moment that I looked like a little bit like selfish or arrogant person. But I think it's because I was not that happy, and I was mostly very serious or looking very serious. And when they knew me better, they said, "Oh, but you are a fun girl." But at the first look, you look like very serious and strength. Yeah. So not very nice person.
I see, but you know, though I know a lot of people that say, yeah, first impressions are very strong, and you know, to some extent, I believe in that. But I get that the first time you meet somebody, it could be they are in a certain situation and that they have their own unique circumstances. So many people that met me for the first time while I was angry or I was just grumpy is another thing. But then somebody that met me at my best is a whole nother thing. So I mean, we can't really blame our circumstances and our situation for whatever people, you know, our first, their first impressions of us. Right. And so how did it that you knew that you wanted to become an engineer?
I never wanted to become an engineer. So, well, maybe I had a little bit of the idea as I was 15 or something like that, but it was just because my father was an engineer, and everybody told me that it is a nice job to have, a secure one, when you can do interesting things and where you can earn money. But I was really more into personal development and into psychology. So, and it started maybe with your age, maybe before. I think I really this kind of person where my thought and my emotions are so important. So I always try to see how people think and what kind of emotion they have. It's really important for me, and I think it was always important. And as I had your age and with 18, so I had a lot of work. I worked on how people, or what kind of first impression I have, how can I connect even more with people. So it was really something that I worked a lot on. I worked a lot as well on kind of meditation or stuff like that. And it was your age again. So it's that really impressed me always. I wanted to know more. I had the chance that my parents had a lot of books around this kind of theme. So I just had to take them and try them and read them. But yeah, so at the end with 18, so I wanted to be a psychologist. And my school told me, it's not a good idea. So it's not really a stable job. It's not a job you can really see yourself in the future. So Yes, I just went for engineer. And I stayed there for a few years. Yeah.
And how was the transition from an engineer to a coach? And what exactly is it that you are coaching?
Yeah. So the transition, so as I told you, I always have been in personal development. So that means that I use that for myself in order to be more happier and to be more performant, to have a better communication. So I really try to use that for myself, for my private life, and for my job. And I had the chance to have a nice job because I, as an engineer, traveled around the world, and I was a sales manager. So my goal was to sell my stuff, but through connection with people. So that was really a nice part. But at the end, it was a lot of work, a lot of energy, only to do more money for the company I was working with. And the product I was selling were great product. It was all about chromatography and separation for pharmaceutical companies. So it was really nice and great product, but it was not something that I thought it was so useful. So for the energy I had to put into it and the sense of the meaning of it, it was not the right balance for me. And so I always try to see some parallel or to look somewhere else. And it was after my second son, and it was a difficult period of my life, and I was losing myself, and I was losing my marriage as well, and I was not the mother that I wanted to be. And at that moment I thought, okay, I'm burning myself. I can see that I have very little energy now. And if I don't react now, I don't know how long I can do that further. I'm not as performant as I like to be. So I really have to change something. And my husband wasn't really happy with that. But for me, I think the two things that made me do the change, it was I have to find myself back because I'm going to lose everything. And the second one was I want to teach one thing to my children, and it is to feel courageous enough to pursue their dreams and to have a very happy life, not a standard one. And I was thinking at that moment, if I stay in this job, I do exactly the contrary from what I would like them to do. And when you have children, it's no point just to explain what you would like to have or to be. You have to lead by example. You have to do that by yourself. If you don't do that by yourself, they will never do that for themselves, or you cannot push them to do that because you didn't do that by yourself. So that's why I think it was really the one thing that now I have to do that. If it's not now, I will never do it. And it's a pity. I'm not living the life that I should live.
Yeah. And so you talk about team building in a house and in a family. So
Yeah.
how important do you think is that? And can you please explain the concept a little for our audience?
Yes, yeah. So indeed, what I do in my coaching now, it's I'm teaching parents to be a leader, a role model for their children, and to change career if they have to change career. And it's not easy when you are parents because you need money, you need time, and you don't have lots, and you need energy, and you have all this stuff to deal with. So what I'm help to parents to understand that it's family, it's a big asset for business as well. And then you have to build a team at home. And building a team, it's really like helping your partner to take a bigger place, to have leadership change. So that means that sometimes I am the leader at home, but if I am gone, my husband can take care of the 3 children in the home as well as I do. He does that completely differently. but he can do that as good as I do. And it was the same as our children were small. He could do that. Now they're a little bit bigger and he can do that. There is no problem. When he's off, I can do that. So we have this shift in the leadership. And we have this shift with the children as well. So my children were between 7 and 11 years old. When we are gone, they can take the leadership. They can do a lot by themselves. That means that our children can support us as parents, and we can support them. But we are not the ones doing everything for them. So there is like an energy movement into the family, and they are just great support. They are just great. This morning, my little boy had a birthday during the afternoon, and we went to school and he told me, Mom, you have to take the gift, because we bought a gift, and I completely forgot that. But he didn't forget that. And oh, yeah, so cool.
Well, that's really amazing, to be able to really just grow again as a family, and I have really experienced that on my own, because I work, like, people see me conducting interviews, people see me working and doing sessions and all, but I feel like there's a whole team effort that goes behind it, from my mom, from my dad. So I feel like growing as a family is the best kind of growth that you can have.
Yeah.
And we are facilitating each other.
Exactly. And then when you support, so when your children support you, so that means that you give them power, you give them a big place, and it's not like poor little thing able to do nothing. They have a big power. And when you support your parents, you have a big power. When they support you, they have a big power. And then you build very strong bonds. And it's these emotional bonds. It's so great as well. It's not only, okay, I help you to do that. I help you to do your homework. I help you to have the house clean or whatever. It's more like we are all in the same boat and we are all together and we help each other. And there is this strong bonds, this emotional bond. So I am here for you. You are here for me. And I love that. So that is powerful. That is what uplifts the energy of the family, and everybody wants to give more, to be more. And that's great.
Yeah. And is this all one program that you're talking about?
What do you mean?
Like, this is one program that is, where we focusing on giving freedom to the parents, the working moms and dads, and team building, as well as beginning ease and energy.
Exactly. So one of my programs, it's all about team building and simplifying life, really trying for the parents to feel more confident, to have less things to think about, and to have more time and energy and joy to do what really matters to them and the family. So that is one program. And another program is all about career change. It's really all about what is my dream job, what kind of activity during the day I am made for. So where can I have more impact in my life? Because when you are happy about your impact during your day, when you come home, you are a different person. So you are like energized, you want to share what happened. So you know what you do has an impact. And when you are bored about your job during the day or the activities you do, so when you come home, you are like, yeah, it was a day like all the others, and I don't see the point in just for the money, and it's not enough. So it's not the same energy, and it's the energy as a parent, the energy that we have, we give that back to our children. And I find that is important because children deserve to have this kind of beautiful energy.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like however the children grow up really decides on, or I would say rather contributes to who they become when they grow up. And that's exactly why, like, I work with love, care, and respect of children, because I feel like when they are loved, respected, and cared for is when they become more responsible part of the global society, the global community, and then they can contribute as well. And I feel like, well, that environment really just starts at home. And how do you think children contribute to that team? How do you think?
Yeah, so the way children contribute, I found that it's very different and very independent somehow. So what I look for is to find the strength of each child, and then to try to focus on that, because when you focus on what they are good at, so they feel better as well, they feel good, they feel seen, and then they as well they want to express themselves more in this direction. And then when you ask them to do something where they are not comfortable at, so because they feel confident in some other point, and because they see that you see them, so they agree to be uncomfortable eventually in something else, and they agree to to put some effort somewhere else. So for sure, there's some things, some tasks, some basement that every of my children should do at home, but I really try not to compare them. I have 3 boys. They are completely different. And I really try to see the uniqueness in each of one, and to push that as much as possible. And I think it's one way as well to let them understand that they are going to find a way, whatever happened in the world afterwards, even if they are not that good at school or whatever. So they will find their ways, because they are so unique, and they are so, there is some values like courage, like trying to do your best, whatever it takes, stuff like that. Doing mistakes is fine, but really trying every time to understand the lesson and to continue. So there is this kind of stuff that I let them understand, but then it's really to help them to grow their uniqueness. And depending on the uniqueness they have, I want them to contribute differently in the family. So like one of my boys, last time I have done some videos, and he's 11 years old, and he just had like a phone, a good phone. It's new phone, so he has this phone since August, and then he's already very good at video editing. So he just did my last video. So the coming video, I think next week, I'm going to have new videos on LinkedIn. So the music and the editing, everything is from my son. And yeah, so it's his contribution. And normally I have my assistant doing that and so on, but yeah, he's so good at it. Okay. So we are going to have our new first contract together. And I'm not going to ask that my second son, because I think it's not really his stuff, but even he's going to contribute somehow differently. And my last one anyway. So
yeah, that's amazing. Please do tag me or send me or
yes,
anything, because it'll be lovely to see his work. And are there any requirements that you have for families or for parents that would like to avail this opportunity and this program of yours?
Yeah, so if they would like to be part of the program, they should tag me. What I want to understand parents is that if they work on themselves, if they see their strength, because there is a lot of parents, they don't feel confident, they don't see their strength. So if they see their strengths, if they see their weaknesses, which is okay, then if they understand themselves very good and they accept what they are as a person, if they understand their authenticity and vulnerability, they will accept their children to be even more vulnerable and authentic. And this way, the child can grow better with more strength at the end. And what I want parents to understand is that they really have to have the courage to grow themselves, because parents usually, we ask our children to grow themselves, to put effort to do that, but we don't do that much with ourselves. So my idea is really, as a parent, to take the leadership, to grow ourselves, to be more vulnerable and authentic, to be more courageous, to be more able to communicate and connect with our children, but with the world around ourselves, and to believe in ourselves, to put more effort in building what we find is important for ourselves. We don't have to forget ourselves. If we forget ourselves, so we teach our children to forget themselves when they are grown up, and that is not good. So yeah, to have these different attributes, and when they have that, so it's easier to give that to the children. And it's what we are working in my programs. So 3-month programs, and at the end, so there is huge changes in the life of the parents and the family.
That's amazing. And where are you most like, where do you feel most comfortable to be reached out?
Can you repeat, please?
Where are you most comfortable to be reached out? Like, if anybody wants to avail the program, should they text you on LinkedIn? Should they reach out there? Should they email you?
Yeah. So anyway, before starting a program with me, I always do a session together in order to be sure that I can help, how I can help, what is the best, and so on. So there is always beforehand a session. And well, LinkedIn anyway, Facebook, my website, I have a website, it's my name, www.ChristellePillot.com. And then they can reach out over there. And then we do a Zoom like we are doing right now. And we look at what are the problems, what are the roadblocks, what are the goals. And then depending on that, I am the right person, I help. I am not the right person, I try to give some extra information for this person.
I see. And what's the last advice that you'd like to give out to all the parents, professional parents, you know, everybody that's just watching? What's the advice that you'd like to give out?
The advice, well, there is so many, but I would like really to believe in ourselves, to find back our dreams. I really love the question you asked at the beginning. So, okay, how was it for you as you were 15? So because as adults, so we had so many information in our childhood, teenager time. So here there is a lot of information to, I wanted to do that. I wanted to be that. Or as I was 5 years old, I was this kind of person. So for me, like, as I was 5 years old, I was so energetic and powerful, and I thought that everything was possible. And now I find myself being this person again. And I lose myself during 6 years old and 35 years old. So what I would like parents to understand, that just stop a moment, 5 minutes, and think about what kind of life do you want to build? What are the values in this life? And just every day, put more of these values and these activities that you love. And then your life is going to shift and to be better.
Thank you so much. It was an awesome advice. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you so much, Chris, for being here. It was an honor having you on. And I hope we can do more sessions like these and continue and keep in touch. Now that you know me, I will definitely annoy you from time to time. Thank you so much, and goodbye.
I thank you very much. Thank you.